Hello there, sports gamers. Welcome on back into the channel. I'm Brandon Satterwhite, and today we're going to be doing our first rebuild on Madden NFL 25, and we're going to be using the Chicago Bears, who of course just took Caleb Williams with the first overall pick in the most recent NFL draft. But there's a lot more than just Caleb Williams to be excited about with this team. They went 7-10 last year with Justin Fields, who now, of course, they've shipped off to Pittsburgh. But you look at the weapons that they've surrounded Caleb with going into his rookie year. You have Keenan Allen, who they brought in from the Chargers. You have DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, who's a very good running back. They also drafted Rome Odunze with the 9th overall pick. They're really the only question for the offense is that offensive line. And then on defense, you have guys like Kevin Byard, Jalen Johnson, some other really good players on that defense as well. So I know the NFC North is going to be a bit of a tough division with the Lions, becoming a bit of a powerhouse in the NFC. Jordan Love seems to be the guy for the Packers. The Vikings, you have Justin Jefferson and some good pieces on their defense. So it's going to be a tough division to compete in, but I think we have a really solid base to build with here. And we're going to see if we can get the Bears a Super Bowl in about 5 seasons here. So let's get into it. So like I said here, going into season 1, of course, you have Caleb Williams, you have DeAndre Swift and Kevin Herbert, Keenan Allen, the X Factor, the only X Factor on the team, I believe. Then you got DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, who has a hidden depth trade at 77 overall. So some really good players. You also have 2 really good tight ends in Cole Kmet and Gerald Everett. The offensive line doesn't look awful. Could definitely use some improvement, especially here at left guard and center. That's probably where we're going to focus on scouting in the draft. And then you look at the defense here. Of course, you have Montez Sweat, who they traded for from the Commanders. Linebackers look good. Safeties are really good. Corner could probably use another good corner, and then maybe some help here along the defensive line. But overall, I'm kind of happy with where we're starting at with this team. And, really, the only things I'm looking for is pass rushers and interior offensive linemen. So let's go ahead and hop into it. I'll see you at the midway point of season 1. All right, so here we are at week 8. We are 1-5. We have not been playing well so far this season. We've got some players that want to negotiate contracts. Let's see who we want to resign. We definitely want Keenan Allen back for the foreseeable future. I don't know about 3 years. We might go 2 years and then bump this up just a little bit to make him happy. That's a big cap hit, but he's an X Factor receiver, and he wants even more. Oof, I don't know if we're going to be able to bring him back. Tevin Jenkins, we probably do want to bring back on maybe a bit more of a team-friendly deal. We'll bump up the bonus. Real close, looking for a better salary. And then the rest of these guys, I don't really think I want to bring back that much. Yeah, there's no one else here I'm seeing that I really want back. So that's pretty much it for re-signing. But we'll have quite a bit of cap room for free agency at least. So despite us not winning a lot of games, Caleb Williams has been playing really well. He's thrown for over 1,100 yards, completing 67% of his passes, 7 touchdowns, 0 picks through 6 games. And then rushing the ball, DeAndre Swift's doing good, 360 yards, 2 touchdowns. Caleb Williams has a couple of rushing touchdowns. Herbert has actually has 4 rushing touchdowns. Receiving, Keenan Allen's down here a little bit. Only 14 catches on the year. That's a bit odd. Let's go ahead and simulate to the end of season 1, and maybe we turn it around here in the second half. All right, so we're at the end of season 1. We went 2-15. We had an awful year. We only scored about 17 points a game, gave up 22 points a game. We had the worst defense, one of the worst offenses. And I think we may have the number 1 pick. Let's see, do we have the number 1 pick? Yes, we do. Ooh, so this is interesting. So we could definitely take a pass rusher, which is what we need desperately. Which, is good for us. Or we could try trading it and see if we can get something good in return. But interesting, a 3rd straight year, the Bears will be at least somewhat connected to the number 1 overall pick. Stats on the year, Caleb Williams only threw for 2,800 yards, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions on a 61% completion percentage. We might have to change the playbook. I think that's probably why we didn't do so well. DeAndre Swift ran for 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns. Caleb Williams had 580 rushing yards, 4 rushing touchdowns. Herbert, 130 yards, 5 rushing touchdowns. Receiving, DJ Moore was our top receiver, 55 catches, 761 yards, 5 touchdowns. Cole Kmet, 60 catches, 615 yards, 5 touchdowns. Rome Odunze as a rookie, 40 catches, 602 yards, 2 touchdowns. Keenan Allen, an awful year, 39 catches, 560 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to change the offensive playbook, I feel. Tremaine Edmonds had a good year, 117 tackles. And then Montez Sweat led us with only 4 sacks on the year. Tremaine Edmonds had 3 interceptions for us. And then Cairo Santos, 19 for 21 on field goals with a long of 56. Mahomes led the league in passing. Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing. Jamar Chase led the league in receptions and receiving yards, 108 catches. Wow. Dre Greenlaw, former Razorback, Woo Pig, led the league in tackles. Kenny Moore, Jordan Poyer, and Devin Witherspoon tied with 15 tackles. Micah Parsons had 20 sacks. Wow. He's going to be a beast in simulation all year, I feel. All right, so Super Bowl week, it is Lions versus Texans. Let's check out the yearly awards. Patrick Mahomes wins another MVP. Jalen Hurts finishes second with Tua finishing third. Coach of the year goes to Dan Quinn of the Commanders. Interesting. And then the Harbaugh brothers finish second and third. The NFC, Brandon Ayuk gets Offensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons, Defensive Player of the Year. Jaden Daniels wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, with Caleb Williams finishing fourth and Rome Odunze finishing 10th. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Jared Verse of the LA Rams. Quarterback goes Jalen Hurts. Running back Josh Jacobs. Wide receiver Brandon Ayuk. O lineman Zach Martin. D lineman Micah Parsons. Linebacker Jared Verse. Corner or DB Devin Witherspoon. And best kicker goes to Brandon McManus, with Cairo Santos finishing second. And the Lions win their first ever Super Bowl. Jared Goff gets Super Bowl MVP. Russell Wilson retires. So does Taysom Hill. So looking to re-sign guys here, Keenan Allen has dropped to an 86 overall. He does have more re-sign interest. So maybe we can get him on this more team-friendly deal for like 1 year. Actually, I'd be willing to give him a little bit more. 1 year, 23 mil. All right, we got him back for 1 year. And then we'll bring back Herbert as a backup running back. But then everyone else, I'm pretty okay. Maybe we bring back Sanborn for some depth. He signs. We still have $36 million to use going into free agency, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. Maybe we can sign a good offensive lineman or a good pass rusher. Let's see. Ooh, Brandon Ayuk is a free agent. Nick Chubb's a free agent. Dre Greenlaw's a free agent. J.O.K., David Bakhtiari, Ryan Kelly. That'd be a great addition to the offensive line. Kevin Zeitler would be a great addition. Ayuk just won Offensive Player of the Year. I don't think we really have space for him. I do kind of want to go after Dre Greenlaw. He's only 28. We could throw him a big fat 5-year deal, bump up the money, give him a ton of guaranteed money. 5 years, 136 mil. See what he thinks of that. And I think we're also going to throw... I don't have enough money to go after Ryan Kelly. So we'll see if Greenlaw signs that big deal. It might actually be better if we spread that money out a little bit. Ooh, and he doesn't sign with... He chooses to go to the Lions. Wow, interesting. But that's probably a better move for us. Let's go ahead and see if we can get Ryan Kelly on a 2-year deal here. He seems pretty interested, and then we can maybe go after a guard here in Kevin Zeitler, 83 overall. That'd be a good 1-year deal for us. So we get all 4 of the guys that we targeted here after Greenlaw turned us down. So that's probably a good thing that he did that. We were able to spread around and get more good guys that we were needing there. The final mock draft here has us taking Clifton Ferguson with the #1 overall pick, a right end speed rusher. But there's also this right end power rusher that people think would be pretty good. And then there's Cole Newell, who's also projected top 5. So there's 3 defensive ends projected top 5 that look really, really good. So Cole Newell is a round 2 to 3 talent. Ferguson's a round 1 to 2. Bobby Thomas is a solid round 1 talent. We probably want to take Bobby Thomas, and then this corner is top 5. So we probably take him with the #1 pick. Where is Thomas projected to go? He's not even projected to go in this first round. Actually, he's projected to go down here. So if we could trade back into like 17 or 18, we could get him as well. All right, #1 overall pick, we are going with Cam McDowell, the corner out of USC. I mean, the guy just looks absolutely amazing. A, block shed, B, man coverage, B, zone, B, tackle, B, press. The guy looks amazing. There's Goodell calling his name. Here he comes. Nice blue suit. I like it. Gives him the big hug. #1 overall pick. And he was the number one player in the draft. Speed burner, high football IQ, stands out on film, shows a good body control to stay in phase and man coverage. So we got the top guy in the draft. Hidden dev trait, 96 speed, 91 jumping, 95 acceleration. And we have traded back into the first round with the Bengals. We gave up our second and our third this year, a second next year, and a third the year after for the 17th overall pick, so we can go up and get Bobby Thomas, that defensive end we really liked. And there he is, Bobby Thomas. The other guys have already gone, so we're going to take him here. Another really good player that I really like. And he was the 19th overall player. We took him at 17, so, you know, right where he was expected. Possesses NFL-ready strength, former high school power forward, and uses active hands to easily shed blocks. Hidden dev trait as well, so our first two picks were solid. All right, so outside of our top two picks, not great. We only had two other picks in the draft, but we got the two guys we really wanted, an 81 overall corner and a 75 pass rusher, both with hidden dev traits. Going into year two, we are going to switch to Kansas City playbook. That usually is the one that does the best in simulation. Here's what we look like going into season two. We did upgrade the offensive line a bit here, and then we've got some really good rookies here on defense in Bobby Thomas and Cam McDowell. So hopefully that helps us out a bit, and switching playbooks. Hopefully we do a lot better than we did last year, and we're not picking number one overall again this year. All right, switching to Kansas City playbook definitely helped. We're 5-2, leading the division here at the midway point of the season. And Caleb is having a much better season. He already has 1,500 passing yards, 12 touchdowns to 5 picks on 62% completion. DeAndre Swift, 444 yards rushing, 6 rushing touchdowns on the year. Receiving, Keenan Allen, 28 catches, 427 yards. That may be more than he had all of last year. 4 receiving touchdowns. DJ Moore's looking good. Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift, even Rome is looking all right. Montez Sweat has 3 sacks. Thomas, he only has a half sack so far. But Cam McDowell already has 2 interceptions, which is leading the team. He's having 49 tackles. He's looking great as the number one overall pick so far. We've got more guys that want contract extensions. We have to re-sign DJ Moore here. Going to bump this up a little bit more to get him to accept. And yes, we signed him to a big fat contract extension there. And then let's see, Jaquan Brisker, we definitely want to bring back 3 years, $35 million. Does he take that? He does. TJ Edwards, we need to bring back. He's an 86 overall. Would love to have him a little bit longer. We'll bump that up to 4 years even for that one. And he's coming back. Braxton Jones, left tackle. We might be able to do better than an 80 overall, I feel. We'll see if he takes this deal because it is kind of team-friendly. Yep, he does. Keenan Allen, we're going to let you walk after this year. And Tyler Gordon we'll bring back because he's young and cheap. Oh, he wants more money. Okay. And then everyone else, I'm kind of okay with letting walk. So let's go ahead and go to the end of season 2 and see if we make the playoffs for the first time. So after a 5-2 start, we go 5-5 down the stretch and finish in a 3-way tie for the NFC North Division lead and end up missing the playoffs at 10-7. That hurts. The Vikings end up the 3 seed. Cowboys are the 1 seed. The Lions are the 7 seed. Oof, we missed it based on tiebreakers, basically. Caleb Williams took a huge step in year 2, throwing for exactly 4,000 yards, 38 touchdowns, only 7 picks, 65% completion percentage. DeAndre Swift with another 1,000-yard rushing season with 11 touchdowns. He was the only guy on our team to have a rushing touchdown, interestingly enough. Cole Kmet, 85 catches, 1,000 yards, 11 touchdowns. That's basically the Travis Kelce part of Chiefs playbook. Tight end's always going to be good. Keenan Allen, 71 catches, another 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns. Big bounce back for him this year. DJ Moore, 823 yards, 6 touchdowns. Run with Doomsday, 57 catches, 600 yards, 4 touchdowns. DeAndre Swift had 400 yards and 4 touchdowns receiving out of the backfield. Now, let's go see how the defense did. And, oh my gosh, Tremaine Edmonds, 157 tackles. TJ Edwards, 128. Montez Sweat had 19 TFLs along with 9 sacks, which is by far the most. No one else had even 3 sacks on the year. Bobby Thomas, who we drafted in the first round, only had 1.5 sacks on the year. But Cam McDowell does get us 5 picks and 95 tackles, showing that we were right to take him with that number 1 overall pick. Mahomes leads the league in passing. Jacobs leads it in rushing with 1,600 yards. Brandon Ayuk, who went to the Chargers, leads the league in receiving. Parsons, again, has 20 sacks. TJ Watt has 18. Ramsey has 6 interceptions to lead the league. And we had Tremaine Edmonds lead the league in tackles, which is nice. Mahomes wins yet another MVP, but Caleb Williams finishes 4th. And Jim Harbaugh wins Coach of the Year with the Chargers. Jalen Hurts wins Offensive Player of the Year in the NFC. Micah Parsons wins Defensive Player of the Year. Kerry Walker for the Cowboys wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Cam McDowell wins Defensive Rookie of the Year, meaning he's probably going to go up a dev trade, I believe. I think that's still how it works. Jalen Hurts wins Best Quarterback with Caleb Williams finishing 2nd. Josh Jacobs wins Best Running Back with DeAndre Swift finishing 3rd. Marvin Harrison Jr. wins Best Wide Receiver. Elijah Lacey, a rookie, wins Best Offensive Lineman. Interesting. Micah Parsons, Best D Lineman. Best Linebacker goes to Brian Burns of the Giants. And then Cam McDowell gets Best DB as well. So 2 awards for him. And then Cairo Santos even gets Best Kicker. So a much better second season for us, even though we did miss the playoffs. And then we've got a Super Bowl of Texans and Cowboys. Let's see how that goes. A Texas Super Bowl. Let's see who ends up winning that. And the Cowboys win the Super Bowl. So the Texans lose back-to-back Super Bowls. And the Cowboys finally get back to one for the first time since the 90s and win it with Dak Prescott getting MVP. The Red Rifle retires. Caleb Williams is now up to star development, as is Cole Kmet now. And then we have Cam McDowell is star, Montez Sweat is star, Tremaine Edmonds is star, Brisker is star, Johnson is star. I think he was already star before. Thomas is actually superstar. Sorry, Thomas is star here. So a lot of guys moving up on their dev traits, which is awesome to see. So this year's free agency class isn't nearly as good as last year, but there is one guy here, Jamison Williams, with that 98 speed, 6'2". What is with the Lions? I don't know why. I guess they didn't pick up his option or something, but we'll throw him a fat deal. We'll throw you a big fat deal to come play for us with your speed. And even Derrick Henry is here as well. He only has 88 speed, but I mean, he's still an X factor. We'll see if we can bring in Alex Kappa. He's the same age as Zeitler, who wanted to come back. Or he's the same overall. He's like 4 years younger, though. We still have quite a bit of cap space. So let's see what we get. And we signed 2 of them, but the big one we wanted, Jamison Williams, goes to the Cardinals to team up with Marvin Harrison. So we'll just see if we can get Keenan Allen back. 2-year deal, 26 mil. He's somewhat interested. Let's see if he signs. And he does. So we do have Keenan Allen back. He'll probably finish his career out here with us. And that's probably going to do it for us with free agency. Let's go ahead and move on to the draft. So first pick in this draft, we take Nelson Short, the left tackle. Ranked 24 overall. We drafted him at 18. He does have hidden dev trait. He has 90 strength, 6'8", 326 pounds. He's going to be a beast for us on the offensive line. And then with our 3rd round pick, we take Owen Chambers, a left guard. He was projected as a day 3 pick, but he's the 31 best player. We draft him at 82. He also has hidden dev trait. So we just solidified the left side of our offensive line for the rest of this rebuild with this draft. These guys are beasts. And in the 4th round, we take Enrique Briscoe. He's 112 overall. We drafted him at 114, but he also has hidden dev trait, 87 strength, A play rec, A finesse moves, A hit power, B tackling. So we may have just gotten like a bunch of studs here in this draft. A really good draft for us, a 75 overall left tackle and a 75 overall left guard in our first 2 picks. 70 overall D tackle that does have hidden dev trait. And then we just sim the rest of these picks. Going to be some roster filler basically there. All right, going into year 3, here's what we look like. Caleb Williams is up to an 88 overall. Also, he was still sitting in free agency after the draft, so I went ahead and picked up Derrick Henry. Why not? We do have our 2 rookie offensive linemen starting over guys that are higher overall than them, but hidden dev trait, I want to see how they do. And hopefully maybe they have star or maybe even superstar or X factor dev trait. And then defense still looks good. We do have this guy. We're going to start him as well, get him some reps. Maybe Thomas progresses a little bit more. He's up to an 81. McDowell's up to an 89. Montez Sweat's at an 85. Johnson's at a 90. We may be looking for a replacement for Kevin Byard after this season. He's getting a little bit up there in years, but other than that, I think we're looking pretty good here going into season 3. Maybe we finally make a playoff appearance. All right, midway point of the season, things aren't looking great for our playoff chances. We're 3-3. Green Bay and Minnesota are both 5-1, so things aren't really looking good. We currently sit as the 6th seed in the NFC, though, so we do hold a wild card spot. Let's see if there's anyone that needs re-signing. DeAndre Swift needs to be re-signed. He's up to a 90 overall, so yeah, we'll bring him back. If he doesn't have any interest, so we may have to go somewhere else in the offseason. But Tremaine Edmonds wants to come back. He's only 28. We'll give him a nice fat deal. Tyreek Stevenson we can bring back. Probably where we're going to leave that. I don't think we're going to re-sign anyone else. Byard's getting old. Ryan Kelly, he's getting up there in age. Yeah, we're just going to leave that there for now. And through 6 games, Caleb Williams only has 6 passing touchdowns to 3 interceptions, 1,200 yards on 62% completion percentage. DeAndre Swift has 300 yards for 3 rushing touchdowns. Caleb Williams has a rushing touchdown. Yeah, the offense just has not been good here so far this year. And then sacks-wise, it's spread out a lot, but not really much going on. And then a few interceptions, but again, not a whole lot. Been a rough year so far, so hopefully we can turn it around down the stretch. All right, into Season 3, we finally make the playoffs as the 6th seed. The Vikings are the 2 seed. Green Bay is the 7th seed. So again, for the 3 teams from our division make the playoffs, and the Lions miss out as the 9 seed going 9-8. So all 4 teams from our division were above 500. A really tough division to be in this year. So Caleb kind of turned it around second half of the year, ended up with over 3,500 yards, 24 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions, 68% completion percentage. DeAndre Swift with another good year, 1,100 yards rushing. Caleb Williams had 400 yards on a touchdown. Derrick Henry had 154 yards and 11 rushing touchdowns, which led the team actually in rushing touchdowns. Keenan Allen, 71 catches, 949 yards, 9 touchdowns. Cole Kmet, 75 catches, 796 yards, 3 touchdowns. Roma Dunze, 60 catches, 736 yards, 5 touchdowns. DJ Moore, awful year. 57 catches, 667 yards, 4 touchdowns. And then only 4 sacks from BJ Hill leads the team, 2 from Montez Sweat. Only 1 from Bobby Thomas, so maybe that first-round pick we spent on him not coming back to give us much value. And then, I mean, just no one really stepping up. Only 1 interception for Cam McDowell this year. He had 85 tackles, though, and then Cairo Santos, 13 for 17. Ugh, not good. Did have 1 blocked, though, long of 54. But enough looking at stats. We have our first ever playoff game to hop into here. All right, here we are. First playoff game at Carolina. We're going to see how this goes. Early on, not much happening here in the first quarter. We get ourselves a touchdown to take the lead. They answer with one of their own. We get a field goal. We're up 10-7. They get a touchdown right before half. 14-10 coming out of half. They're going to get another one. They're up 21-10. Now they're going to make it 28-10. Our offense just didn't come to play today, and that is how we lose. Year 3 ends with a 28-10 loss at Carolina to Bryce Young, who, we traded the rights to him. We traded him basically to Carolina, and he beats us. Yeah, 31 for 41, 346 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks for Bryce Young. Caleb Williams, 27 for 36, 304 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I mean, Bryce Young just outplayed Caleb today. Mahomes with another MVP. Ramiro Gallo of the Panthers wins Coach of the Year. He deserved it. He beat the crap out of us. CeeDee Lamb, Offensive Player of the Year. Micah Parsons, another Defensive Player of the Year. Romeo Philbin of the Seahawks gets Offensive Rookie of the Year. Patrick Hammond with the Vikings gets Defensive Rookie of the Year. Prescott gets Best QB. Saquon Barkley, Best Running Back. CeeDee Lamb, Best Receiver. Best O-Lineman goes to Chris Lindstrom. Parsons, Best D-Line. Burns, Best Linebacker. Tariq Woolen, Best DB. And then Will Lutz, Best Kicker. Ravens beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson wins Super Bowl MVP. Kirk Cousins finally hangs it out after making $1 billion in the league. So into Season 3, our 2 offensive linemen are Star Dev and Briscoe. The D tackle, who was a 70 overall we drafted in the 4th round, turns out to be Superstar X Factor. Okay. Okay. Free agency, and got some offensive linemen here. We could probably get Linderbaum. He's interested in us. That would be a good pickup. I don't think we're going to get DeAndre Swift back, but we can throw a big fat offer at him. Give him like 4 years. 6.5, 5.5 bonus. Let's see if we can throw a big fat offer at Linderbaum, get him to come in. And we didn't get either of them. Linderbaum goes to the Titans, Swift goes to the Chargers. So free agency, we signed Elijah Mitchell as a running back. We may try to draft one with our first round pick. And then we got Tony Adams to play free safety, Jack Sanborn at left outside linebacker. Again, we'll have to draft some depth at both of those positions. All right, so this safety here looks really good out of Michigan State, Khalil Jeffries. None of the running backs looked like really first round picks to me, but this guy looks good. Good awareness, good tackling, good coverage. I think we're going to take him with the 21st overall pick in the draft, and he was the 4th best player in the draft. Sure tackler, fast enough, can be trusted in zone coverage. A+ pick. Normal dev trait? Oh, that sucks. That sucks, but he does have 90 speed, 92 acceleration. He's going to be really good, but man, normal dev trait for the 4th best player in the draft, that sucks. Now, this outside linebacker also looks really, really good. A tackling, A play rec, B impact blocking, bad power moves. Combine looks amazing. I think we're going to draft him with our 2nd round pick. And he's number 70 overall. We drafted him at 53, normal dev trait. Still going to be a pretty good player, good tackler, good 3-4 linebacker. Now, this running back, we're in the 4th round, pick 21. He's out of Boise State, Bryce Booth. Has the 2nd best 40-yard dash at the Combine and Pro Day. But only says good speed, so I guess the running backs in this class aren't that fast. A stiff arm, A carrying, B break tackle, B A ball carrier vision. Ooh, I'm going to take him with my 4th round pick. He's 26th overall best player. We take him at 117. He has hidden dev trait, 92 speed. Let's freaking go, baby. Another great draft for us. All right, another amazing draft. We take Khalil Jeffries, 77 overall, but the 21st overall pick. Darius Barnes, who we get in the 2nd round, 72 overall outside linebacker, a 75 overall running back in the 4th round who has hidden dev trait, and then we got a 70 overall receiver and then a couple of other guys as well. All right, I am going to go ahead and change both of our playbooks to Dallas playbooks. Hopefully Cowboys bias and Madden will help us out here this year. All right, going into our final season, here's the team we are going to start the rookie running back over Mitchell. We have Moore, Odunze, and then Carter, who also apparently has hidden dev trait. Offensive line looking fairly good here, and then the defense looking pretty much the same. We do have Adams, who we signed in free agency, and then we've got 291 overall superstar corners, so we should do pretty well. Hopefully the Dallas playbooks help us out this year. Well, Dallas playbooks are not helping. We are 1-6 at the midway point. We are the worst team in the NFC. We have one of the worst offenses and one of the worst defenses. We're passing for a lot of yards. That's good at least. But oh man, what a step backwards. Caleb Williams, 1,600 yards, 10 touchdowns, 1 pick. The rookie running back is only getting less than 3.5 yards a carry. Has 4 touchdowns so far on the year. DJ Moore's doing all right. Cole Kmet's looking good. Are we getting more sacks at least? Montez Sweat has 2.5. Bobby Thomas has a career-high 2 sacks so far this year. Jalen Johnson has 2 picks. Tyreek Stevenson with a pick. Well, I guess we go to the end of the year and see if we make an incredible turnaround. Yeah, no turnaround for us. We went 3-14 with Dallas playbooks, so I have no clue what happened this year. We may go one more season just to see what would happen. So, I mean, you look at this team, 88 overall, 89 offense, 88 defense. Why are we going 3-14? Especially when the Cowboys, who have the same playbooks as us, are going 16-1. Like, it just does not make sense. I mean, Caleb Williams, another subpar year, 3,800 yards, only 29 touchdowns, 9 picks. Bryce Booth, 714 yards rushing, 12 touchdowns. DJ Moore had 1,200 yards receiving on 92 catches, 5 touchdowns. Cole Kmet, 846 yards, 7 touchdowns. Trey Tucker, 777 yards, 7 touchdowns. Rome Odunze, 671 yards, no touchdowns on the year. 6.5 sacks for Montez Sweat, 4.5 for Bobby Thomas, 4.5 for Enrique Briscoe, and then 3 picks for Jalen Johnson, then 1 for Cameron Keenan. Where's McDowell? No picks on the year? Come on. All right, we've simulated the entire offseason. We're just going to do one more season just for testing, going back to Kansas City offensive playbook, keeping Dallas a defensive playbook because that seemed to work a little bit better for us. And we're just going to sim straight to the playoffs and see what happens. All right, now we bounce back up to 10-7 and win our division for the first time. All right, Caleb Williams back up to 4,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, 3 picks. So definitely KC offensive playbook seems to be the moon. Bryce Booth, 900 yards rushing, 8 rushing touchdowns. Landry Davis, the tight end, rookie, Or no, not a rookie, but I guess we signed him. 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns. Defense, Briscoe had 8 sacks. Bobby Thomas had 5. Tremaine Edmonds had 4. Cam McDowell finally gets another pick. We'll leave it there. That last one was just, might as well go ahead and sim, see how it, let's sim the Super Bowl, see if we make it there. And we end up losing 24-17 to the Saints in the wild card round. So that's going to do it for this video, y'all. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave it a like and also subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any of our other Madden or college football rebuilds that we're going to be doing in the future. Again, thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.